Hello everyone, welcome to Maps and Locations YouTube channel. Yet another map that we are going to narrate. Today we're going to talk about a town built between river and vineyards. Welcome to Paso Robles. At first glance, this map shows a typical California town. Streets form a loose grid, highways cut across the landscape, and neighborhoods spread outward from a historic center. But Paso Robles has a geography that quietly shapes everything: rivers, valleys, and rolling hills filled with vineyards. If you look closely, the map reveals how the town grew between natural features and transportation routes. The Salinas River, the natural boundary. Running along the left side of the map is the Salinas River. Although it often appears calm or even dry during parts of the year, the Salinas River has historically shaped settlement patterns in the region. Rivers create natural corridors for travel and agriculture. They also mark boundaries for development. On this map, you can clearly see how most of the dense street grids sits to the east of the river. Waterways influence where towns expand, even when they are not the most dramatic feature on the map. Highway 101, the backbone of the Central Coast. Parallel to the river runs US Route 101. Highway 101 is one of California's most important transportation corridors. It connects communities along the Pacific coast from Southern California all the way north to Oregon. For Paso Robles, the highway brings visitors, commuters, and commerce. Many businesses cluster near its exits because easy access means steady traffic. In map terms, the highway acts like the spine of the region. Highway 46, the East West Gateway. Cutting across the map is California State Route 46. This route connects the inland Central Valley to the California coast. Drivers traveling between agricultural regions and coastal cities often pass through Paso Robles along this route. The intersection of Highway 101 and Highway 46 makes the city an important regional junction. Where major roads meet, towns tend to grow. The downtown grid. Near the center of the map, you can see the classic street grid of downtown Paso Robles. Early planners often used grid layouts because they were easy to survey and divide into property lots. Streets intersect cleanly, blocks remain consistent, and navigation becomes simple. Grids also made sense for growing railroad towns during the late 19th century. Paso Robles followed that familiar pattern. Parks and public spaces. Look toward the lower center of the map and you will find Pioneer Park. Parks are more than just green patches on a map. They provide gathering spaces, recreational areas, and visual relief from the surrounding streets and buildings. Urban planners often place parks within walking distance of residential areas so that neighborhoods have shared public space. Even in smaller cities, parks help shape community life. Education and community anchors. Towards the upper right portion of the map lies Cuesta College North County campus. Educational institutions often act as anchors for neighborhoods. They attract students, faculty, and services, creating local activity hubs. In growing cities like Paso Robles, campuses like this help expand the city's educational and economic opportunities. They also guarantee plenty of morning traffic. Vineyards beyond the streets. Although this map focuses on the urban area, the surrounding region is famous for something else: wine. Paso Robles sits in one of California's fastest growing wine regions. Hundreds of vineyards surround the city in the hills and the valleys nearby. The warm climate, rolling terrain, and fertile soil make the area ideal for grape growing. Maps do not always show vineyards, but they explain why they exist. Valleys, rivers, and Mediterranean climates create the perfect environment for wine production. A city that grew with its roads. Paso Robles developed at the intersection of geography and transportation. The river shaped early settlement patterns. Highway 101 connected the city north and south. Highway 46 linked inland farms with the coast. These routes brought people, trade, and opportunity, and over time the town expanded outward from its original grid. Closing thoughts. Reading the map of Paso Robles. At first glance, this map looks simple, but behind the lines and labels in a story about how cities grow, natural features guide development, roads bring movement and commerce, neighborhoods spread outward as communities expand. Paso Robles may be known today for vineyards and wine tasting rooms, but like many towns in California, it first grew because of something simpler: a river, a crossroads, and a place where people decided to stop and build a town. So that's it for this map. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and share it with your friends. And if you want a custom map developed just like this one, or even all the maps that we have covered so far, reach out to mapsandlocations.com and we'll craft the perfect map for your desires. Thank you again, and look out for the next one.